Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us for today's press conference. For those that don't know me, I'm Brianna Jacobs, Assistant Athletic Communications Director and Baseball Contact. It is a really exciting time for both our softball and baseball programs here, and we're super excited to finally be able to welcome our coaches officially to Buckeye Nation. First today, you will hear from our Senior Vice President and Director of Athletics, Ross Bjork. Then we'll welcome head softball coach, Kirin Kumar to the podium. Coach Kumar, who you may also refer to as Coach 2K, comes to Ohio State after 4 seasons as the head coach at Miami University. Under her leadership, the Redhawks won 4 MAC regular season titles, 3 MAC championships, and made 4 NCAA tournament appearances. Finally, we will hear from head baseball coach Justin Haire. Coach Haire is Ohio born and raised and returns to his home state after 10 seasons as the head coach at Campbell. Under his guidance, the Camels won 5 consecutive Big South regular season titles, 4 Big South tournament titles, and made 5 NCAA regional appearances. Following the conclusion of our speakers today, media, you will have a chance for one-on-one sessions and team huddles with Ross and our coaches in the back of the room. And thank you for joining us today, and I will turn it over to Athletic Director Ross Bjork.
Great job, Brianna. Thank you very much for setting the table for this afternoon, and welcome to the Fawcett Center here at The Ohio State University. And so we wanted to make sure we had this gathering with both coaches. It's, when you hire coaches in the spring, it's still recruiting season. So I think Kirin has been in town like 8 days. And Justin, you've been in town like how many days? 3? So honestly, I really haven't even seen him in person since we hired him. And so it's been an amazing process, but we wanted to at least have a chance to welcome them to our community, to our university, obviously have a chance to talk to the media today. So I am 17 days on the job. Yes, I am counting. Yes, I will be the new guy as long as possible. See, that's why I'm counting the number of days. But I had that 4-month ramp-up period overlapping with Gene, and when all this came together in the middle of January, I had no idea that I'd have to hire 4 coaches before I was official. So what was the previous guy doing? Gene, come on now. No, we joked a lot about that, but also this is serious business. There are things that happen, there are personnel moves, and so it allowed me, honestly, as the new person and trying to learn during that 4-month transition to actually learn about our hiring procedures, maybe quicker than I would have had to otherwise, to learn about specific programs along the way that maybe it would have taken more time to get to know those programs or those staffs or those people or the athletes themselves. So it actually allowed me for a ramp-up period as well. I'm really, really thrilled that we have athletes here from both programs. That's really important. Culture here at Ohio State is really well defined, and we're here because of you, so thank you all if our athletes could kind of just wave a little bit and raise their hands. So there are lots of things I've learned since coming here on the ground on March the 2nd, but one of the things is people. People matter, and one of our main jobs as an athletic director, as an executive, is who do we hire to put around our athletes that then shape them so they can achieve their full potential. So this is one of the most important things that we do, is hire people and make sure that we have the right people surrounding our athletes to put them in the best position. And that mantra, that quote from Coach Hayes, you win with people, I've never been in a place where that is more true. And so when we set the profile for all of this, I didn't know that I'd have a profile for softball that we would engage with in the middle of May, and I would turn around and use that same profile in June when we hired Justin to be our baseball coach. And so what I believe is that everything is connected through the people. I've learned that. The win with people mantra is so true. And so we have 2 excellent leaders. We have amazing people that chose to come here to Ohio State. And so really the profile was energy, bring new energy to both of our programs. We needed that. Bring a new identity, somebody who could relate to the equation here. Let's face it, we're in a geographic area that is not the easiest for softball and baseball. We understand that. But that doesn't mean we can't embrace what that equation. I've seen other equations, and I know what that looks like. but somebody that could really embrace maybe some obstacles, but also see that as opportunities. Somebody that understood the state of Ohio in both programs. We found that with a native, and we found that with somebody who's been in the state coaching at a really high level. And so we wanted somebody who could really, really dive in. And so that profile, we used it when we hired Kirin, and we used it when we hired Justin. And the amazing thing about these whole processes, a lot of times you can go on data, you can go on how they interview, their background. I'm telling you, it was actually very, very ironic that in 15 seconds of having Kirin on a Zoom meeting, I said, okay, what do we have to do to get this done? We knew right away, the energy, the confidence. Her and I actually overlapped a little bit at Western Kentucky back in 2011-12, and so I knew really what she stood for as a person, but that connectivity, that energy within the matter of a few minutes really just hit home, and we said, let's get this done. Let's get her on campus. Let's make sure we make this thing happen with Kirin. And so the offensive numbers speak for themselves. Her track record in the game of college softball, she's seen it at different equations of what that looks like and bringing that identity here to Ohio State. And then the same thing with Justin. Within the matter of probably a few minutes, okay, this can work. We see it. We see the charisma. We see the connection. You like that?
15 seconds.
It took you a little while.
I had to warm up, I guess. That's my bad.
2 minutes. It was a Sunday morning when we interviewed you.
It's Father's.
Yeah. So it took a little while to get warmed up. But honestly, look, somebody who wants to be here, that's important. Somebody who wants to be a Buckeye. And so that sort of added bonus with Justin really hit home with us as well. And so we're just thrilled that we have two great leaders who will embrace everything about what it means to be a Buckeye and who really will take our programs and make us better. And that's really the goal. We think we can be in the postseason on a consistent basis. We think we can put ourselves in a hosting conversation. It's been done before. And so why not? Why not have a fresh perspective with two great leaders and two great coaches? And so that's what we have. So first up, we'll introduce Coach 2K. We'll just stick with that. Coach 2K, and we're super excited to welcome Kirin Kumar to Ohio State.
Well, first thing I'm going to say is I just met Justin, and you're already on my bad side because I thought I got away without having a press conference. So, thank you for that. I love the game of softball and everything, so that is shown. But I'm incredibly honored and humbled before you today as the new head softball coach at Ohio State. I bring with me a profound enthusiasm for the game of softball, guiding young ladies into the future, and deep commitment to the values and excellence that define Ohio State. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to my parents. I'm a first generation, and coming here, they helped me every step of the way in this game of life. To Mike Penner and Ross, for your unwavering trust in me and leading this program. The confidence is not taken lightly, and I'm committed to exceeding expectations and build upon the strong foundations. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to Miami University, the administration, and the student athletes, where my journey as a head coach began. It is there where I learned invaluable lessons and developed the principles to be a head coach. Okay. When it comes to speaking on written things, I'm not as great as speaking from my heart, so but I had to say some things like that. Okay, so I'm so excited to start this journey with Buckeye Nation. Okay, I come here with the rich traditions, the storied history, the successes, and we are going to build this program on ownership, accountability, and respect. Those are non-negotiables on and off the field. Our goal is to make the university, the community, the alum, and anybody else that follows Ohio State softball proud of the product that's on the field and proud of the young women on and off the field. This is the school to be at. And we didn't come here just to go to postseason and regionals. We're here to make this the premier program in the Big Ten. And when you do that, you become the premier program in the nation. I want to recruit, develop, compete, engage. We want to keep the top talent in the state first and then nationwide. Development will be a huge part of our program and the foundations of growing the level of play in all phases. I want to engage with the past, the present, and the future. We want the alumni back and in the stands. We want to engage with the Buckeye Nation. And we also want this to be the place for all young softballers. This should be their dream, to be at Ohio State softball. I'm privileged to lead Ohio State and eager to do things Ohio State softball has never done before. Go Bucks.
And see Wally Wheels.
You got it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be a little bit longer than Coach 2K. So anybody that knows me probably knows I'm a little bit more long-winded than that anyway. First, same thing. Just want to say thank you to President Carter, Ross for giving me this opportunity, Sean Richard, our sport administrator, board of trustees, all those fine folks that put a lot of trust in me and our program and the people that we're going to bring here. I've got a ton of family, being from an hour and a half from here. I got a ton of family in the room. I want to make sure that I thank those people as well. I want to thank some of my former bosses first. Scott Norwood gave me my first chance at a small school called Sterling College 21 years ago, place that most of you have never heard of. I worked for Greg Goff for 7 years at Campbell. A guy named Bob Roller gave me my first opportunity as a head coach. Tremendous human being, one of the best men I've ever been around. Hannah Basemore was my athletic director at Campbell University before I moved here. And she has been a friend for a very long time, and really appreciate her and everything that she did for us. All of our past players and staff members are unbelievably important to me. I'm fortunate that one of our guys, Tyler Robinson, our assistant head coach, is in the room today. Tyler, if you'll stand up. He's going to run our pitching. He's our assistant head coach. Sorry, that dude's been with me for 9 years. Of my 10 years as head coach, he's like a brother to me, and so extremely fortunate to have him with us. My agents in the room, Will Reese and Next Level Agency, appreciate Will, and when I called Will after the season, I didn't get him, and I thought, dang, well, you know, the job cycle's getting ready to turn over. Will texted me, said, I'm in London, you're gonna have to wait to talk to me for a couple weeks. I thought, dang, man, all right. So I waited, and not a whole lot was going on, and then I don't believe in coincidences, and timing is everything. And because Long Beach State opened up on the West Coast right after the season, and a cascade of events happened, Ohio State opened up in the middle of June, and luckily Will was back from London with his family, and was able to guide me through a lot of that stuff. So appreciate Will and Next Level. I got a lot of family, like I said, in the room. My dad couldn't be here. He's on a cross-continental journey. He's got an RV and drove to Alaska by himself with his dog, and hasn't made it back yet. So, yeah, man. He sent two of his brothers here, my Uncle Philip and Uncle Jimmy. I think those two guys have been to every single regional that we've been to at Campbell. They've seen a lot of baseball. Sometimes they don't like the baseball that we play, but they've seen it and they've been there, and having them here is unbelievably special to me. My brother Josh and his wife and two kids, Kendall and Maddox, are here. My older sister Jen, her husband, and two of her kids, Peter, her husband Greg. Peter and Steffi are here. My mother-in-law Kathy is here. She's been along for a heck of a ride that she never saw coming 15 or 16 years ago, when she told me that I should have moved her daughter from Arkansas to North Carolina. So we've come a long way. We've come a long way. My kids are here. Jackson, my 10-year-old, almost 11. Parker, our 9-year-old. Max, our 6-year-old. And Anne Marie right there, the star of the show, she's 3. And then the boss, my wife, Lindsay, unbelievable. Love you so much. Let's not go down that road right now. So I think it's important that my family's here because the way that we run our program is just like a family. And having them here every single day, having them in the trenches with us, having them around the facility, and as part of what we do is the only way that we know how to run our program, and that's how we're going to run it from day one on. I do want to take a moment to congratulate Coach 2K. I'm really, really excited to work alongside her and see her program. Man, I thought we had some pretty explosive offenses at Campbell, and then I looked up their numbers last year, and I won't be bragging on our offense anymore. I'll be bragging on theirs. Yeah, very special. Congratulations. Looking forward to working with her. I can already tell we have a lot of things in common. When I first got into coaching, my dad, who was a financial planner for years, he asked me straight up, hey man, what do you want to do with this? I'm getting ready to move to Sterling, Kansas at a school of 425 students. What do you want to do with coaching? Like, what's your goal? And I was getting ready to move into the dorms at 23 years old and eat in the dining hall and not make any money whatsoever. And I was like, man, I really don't know where this is going to take me, but I think what I want to do is whatever the level, whatever the school, whatever the name, whatever the jersey, I want to be a part of something that we can build and have people be incredibly proud to have played at that place and to have said that they were a part of that place. I don't care if it's at the smallest NAIA school in the country or the #1 athletic department in the country. That's what I wanted to do from day one, 21 years ago. And every day I've been able to, since then, I've been able to live my dream job of being able to be a part of building programs that people are proud of. We're not here to make results-oriented promises. That's not something that we're going to do. I can't predict the future. I can't tell you how many championships we're going to win. I can't tell you how many guys we're going to get drafted. But what I can tell you is that we're going to have the right people in place. We're going to work incredibly hard to create the right process, and we're going to make sure that the product that we put on the field is something that everybody can be proud of. To the Ohio State community, we're going to recruit student athletes that want a world-class education and that want to earn a world-renowned degree. We're going to recruit student athletes that want to compete and win championships. We're going to recruit student athletes that come here with a passion to find out how good of a person and a player they can become, that are willing to be pushed out of their comfort zones and find where that greatness lies. Our goal is to make sure that every person that touches our program walks out of the doors of Ohio State as a better person and a better player the day they walked in. And we want to help build the community leaders and the household champions of the next generation. This part's really important to me because it's to the alumni of our historic program. Ohio State baseball was the first athletic team on campus in 1881, 143 years ago. We've got a long legacy and a long history that we've got a chance to build on. So we want to make sure, again, this is to our alumni, we want to make sure that we recognize, honor, and build on the legacy and foundation that those guys have fought so hard to establish. We will not take lightly the weight of being the first athletic team on campus. That carries a ton of weight for me and for our staff, and we don't ever want anyone to think that we're going to take that lightly. Let me be clear to the alumni, this is your program, and we're just honored to be the stewards of the future of this program. It's our responsibility to make sure that you're welcome around our program every single day, that you're a valued member of building the future, and that you know that you're loved as the standard bearers of this historic program. In short, it's time. It is time for our alumni to come home. It is time for our alumni to come together. And we're going to need each and every one of those guys and staff members and managers and people that have had a hand in this program to come back to campus, to come back to Columbus, to come back to this program, to reinvest and help us build this place to new heights on the national stage. To our student athletes and future student athletes, The journey to where we want to get is the fun part. And I don't want you to ever forget that. The destination's great, don't get me wrong, man. Getting to the postseason, having a chance to go to Omaha, winning championships, dogpiling is epically important and so much fun. But the journey getting there is worth well more than that. We're going to work extremely hard to help you become the best version of yourself, and through that allow our program to become the best version of itself. The identity of our program will be uniquely ours. It won't be some version of someone else's program. It won't be some rip-off version of anything else. It will be our identity, and it will be the absolute best version of Buckeye baseball. Our goal will be to attack each part of our lives with 3 key elements. We're going to have a high attention to detail. We're going to build an elite level work ethic, and we're going to have a love and a care for one another that puts us well beyond our competitors. The process for us to get to where we want to go, it'll be hard. It'll be a challenge, and it'll challenge us in ways that we've never imagined. It won't be instantaneous. It will, at times, be very messy. Development is messy, Coach, right?
Yeah.
Development is messy.
I'm taking this speech.
Yeah. I think they're recording it. Yeah. Yeah, it can be messy, but anything worth having, any achievement that is worthy of our sacrifice, all the greatest and most proud moments of our life are on the other side of adversity. We'll embrace that adversity, we'll attack that adversity, and together we're going to overcome that adversity. And when we do, greatness will be waiting for us on the other side. What can you expect from me and from our staff? Enthusiasm for the process of building this program into the monster we know it can be. Extreme ownership over every single piece of our program. There will be no room to transfer the blame, to make excuses, and in every organization there's challenges and opportunities. We'll face these challenges head on, and we're going to maximize every opportunity presented to us. We'll have an unwavering confidence that we'll be successful no matter the circumstances, and we'll possess a growth mindset that will allow us to learn, improve, and change, and become better over time, just like we ask our players to do. We're going to exhibit the desire and ability to build relationships that last a lifetime, and our culture built around the standard of accountability, ownership, and knowledge that everything matters will be instilled and fought for every single day in our program. We'll love our players hard and we'll coach them hard, but we'll never ask them to live to a standard that we're not willing to uphold. We'll be relentless in our pursuit of building this program so that everyone that has put on the block O or ever cheered for the Buckeyes can be proud of it. Now, I grew up 109 miles from here in a house with 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and being part of a big family and a brotherhood with 3 older brothers, that's literally been part of my DNA from day one. Knowing the value of growing up here in Ohio, the blue-collar work ethic and the pride that people take in the jobs that they do is also part of my personal fabric. We will carry those values into what we do every single day, and we will never take this opportunity for granted. But building a family and building a brotherhood doesn't mean that it's all smooth sailing. As we build this thing, our organization will have tremendous people, but we will have some differences, as all families do, right? We will at times get on each other's nerves, we'll annoy each other, we'll nag at each other, and again, these are things that all families experience. We will have those hard conversations and we will work through those challenges together. But when it's go time, when it's time to compete, when it's time to step inside those white lines, we'll have the ability to set our differences aside, to unite behind a cause bigger than ourselves, to fight for each other and for the program that so many have sacrificed for. Because that's how winning is done, and I'll tell you what, it pays to be a winner, man. From my family to this family and all of Buckeye Nation, we couldn't be more excited to be here. Welcome to the Brotherhood. It's time to get to work, man. Go Bucks.